hello. And if you're thinking, is she out on another lunchtime excursion? The answer is yes. So today we are going to sketch some plants very up close, and you're gonna get up close and personal with these floras that are around us. Just a little bit of a recap about this place. This is the IFC Mall rooftop, and it is close to where I work. And it is surprisingly empty today, and I'm not sure if it's because it's 30 degrees right now and people are kind of avoiding the heat. But earlier today, it was not earlier today, just like 30 minutes ago, it was super windy, and I think maybe that discouraged a lot of people to eat outdoors, which is really surprising because I kind of figured that this place would be a lot more crowded than it is right now. But I'll take what I can get, especially because, you know, right now I'm just filming and sketching this alone, so it's actually a little bit better that my colleagues are not here around. And yes, my colleagues do know that I sketch in lunchtime, and they think it's like a really great way that I'm getting out of the office, which heck yeah. It's currently 1:30 p.m. and I should head back to the office soon. I was in the office for like maybe 5 hours from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and that is a little bit long to spend just like, you know, sitting in front of a screen and being in the same ventilated room with air conditioners. So I thought it would be nice to step out and emerge in the great outdoors, even if it means embracing the heat a little bit. But at least I get to rest my eyes and look at some beautiful greens, because look at how beautiful these greens are and how pretty they are on camera. It is actually really nice in real life too. Like, it's just, I love going up here. I love meeting my friends here. I mean, especially when the weather's a little bit nicer in fall, it's great. But also, this sketch is a great distraction for me with my friends strategizing how to get tickets to Taylor Swift. Like, this is the 23rd of June, and at this point, it's been a couple of days since Taylor Swift announced her Eras tour, and she's only making a few Asia stops, namely 3. One in Southeast Asia, Singapore, one in East Asia, Japan, Tokyo, and then one stop in Australia, well, 2 stops, but 1 country. So 1 country, Australia, 2 cities, it's gonna be Melbourne and Sydney. And I don't know where we're gonna go. Well, I'm definitely going, or I'm gonna try and go. Pre-sales start, I think, sometime next week, sometime between today and next week. Singapore general registration's open today. So when I was checking the website, it was giving me an error 403. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna spend my lunch break outside. Like, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna spend it just like trying to refresh a webpage. I'm calling as well, like a couple of my best friends, just hitting them up on like where they're thinking of going. And I'm lucky enough to have like a couple of friends who live internationally, so I'm hitting up on like my Singapore friends, my Malaysia friends, my Australian friends. I don't know what's gonna happen. All of us are just trying to get these tickets, and I think at the moment, because nothing is set in stone and we don't know how many tickets we can get and everything, I think everyone is just trying everything, so we are just going for it. And at this point, you've seen me trying to attempt this sketch, so let me pause, go to the sketch again, which I think maybe about like a third of the way in, halfway. I'm not too sure how fast I am sketching or how long I've been talking. But essentially what I'm trying to do is I first start off with like really thick lines, because I'm just trying to draw in the shape of the leaves and the shape of the flower, which have kind of merged into like a shape of a cone. And I'm just going to take it from there. Oh, the wind is coming. It feels so great. So I'm just drawing in the leaves. And I think what I found really difficult is, even if I took the picture or the footage of this flower and then you ran a black and white filter on it, there's not a lot of change in value. So in hindsight, what I should have done is I should have made the edges a little bit blurrier, like on the ones that are not in the foreground, and then the ones in the middle a little bit sharper. Or maybe I should just start punching in the watercolor a little bit more, but I'm having a hard time building layers up with this sketch. I don't know why. I'm not able to do it well enough, and so the foreground isn't standing out against the background. And but I guess it's all a part of this whole immense learning process, and I think I've kind of stepped away from trying to make my sketchbook perfect and instead making my sketchbook like truly a place for me to learn. And I know some people actually opt to have that sketchbook be private, but in my case, I kind of love showing off that I suck at this thing, because I think it just goes to show that, you know, even if you suck at it, if you enjoy it, I think it was a time well spent. For me, I think this was time well spent, this whole 17 odd minutes that I spent trying to put this thing together. No matter what, like, I think you just gotta make use of your time well and like things that will bring you joy, fun, excitement, whether it's trying to sketch this like leaf situation that's really hard to make out, or go see a Taylor Swift concert. So we're going right back there. I don't know where I'm going and when I'm going, but I am really thankful that there is like a 9-month lead time for me to figure things out. So I essentially need a visa for almost every country I need to go. So I'm really happy that she actually, I'm talking about Taylor Swift as if I know her, but I'm so happy that she actually like decided to announce the date super early on. and like announce the tickets super early on as well, so that hopefully in like 2 weeks time, once I've got tickets with my friends, we can start planning out how actually we want to do this thing, whose couch I'm crashing at, and I need to figure out how to return the favor to them as well for when they come to Hong Kong maybe. But it's gonna be fun. I've learned this recently, and maybe I've mentioned this in a previous video, I'm not too sure, but I've just really learned recently that flying for friends is super worth it. Like, I know that's also a luxury and not everyone can do that, but I just realized more and more that sometimes I'm connected with more and more people beyond like Hong Kong, and I think maybe it's just because of the nature of the internet and globalization and mobility and all that. It's kind of fun. Like, I've been talking to a lot of friends from Rite of Passage as well, and a subset of them, a good subset of them, are in Stephen Foster's Photography for Creatives course. And Stephen like floated this idea to me and be like, hey, why don't you like try to meet somebody before the end of the year? And I was like, oh my god, that's such a good idea. So I'm going to try and see if I can meet a couple while I'm traveling over this summer, and we'll just see where we go from there. But at the same time, I'm just so excited to reconnect with friends who have moved overseas. Like whenever I visit a place, I try to pick a place where I know there's someone that I know there, just because I think it's a great chance to reconnect with them versus just going to a completely new place with like where I know nobody. And I think just fostering and maintaining those friendships, it's really cool. And like previously, you know, you would have to go to all these like international conferences or go on a student exchange to be able to meet all these people. But now with like the internet, you just gotta exist online, yo. Like whether you're starting to put yourself out there, like you're writing online, you're making videos online, you're drawing online. I mean, I've even met a couple of friends in Hong Kong just because I started sketching. So I think just putting yourself out there online is a great way to kind of showcase the parts of you that you think are most interesting or you think are most uniquely about you, and then just show it off to the world and see who latches on. But with that, I think we're gonna wrap up the sketch now. It's a really straightforward one, and I think I failed miserably at it. I just wanted to talk about those two things today. So first, it's like, you know, when you're having fun, and even if you suck at it, that's time well spent. And then the second is just connecting with people that you meet online. And I know this is really weird because like I grew up in the era where you're like not supposed to talk to strangers on the internet. Here we are. But that being said, that's gonna be it from me today. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Same time, same place. Bye.